Start to shift yourself around, getting comfortable, checking your environment to make sure it's going to be okay to just let your eyes close at some point, or even right away. And to start that process, I'd like you to take just a really big, deep breath in and hold it. Hold it just for a bit. Notice the tension that's there in the shoulders, perhaps in the belly, and then as you breathe out, let it all flow away and feel the relaxation flow into the eyelids. And then just as your breathing returns to normal, perhaps choosing to notice what that feels like for the eyelids to just become more and more comfortable with each and every breath. So much more comfortable that they relax that much more. And here's the cool thing, the interesting thing. We know automatically how to relax our eyelids. Our eyelids only close when we relax them. We introduce any tension into the eyelids, they just open again. And to test this out, what I'd like you to do with your next breath is to, as you breathe in, feel free to increase the tension in the eyelids and notice how they open. And just let them open, and then on the breath out, choose to become relaxed again and let them close right back down. It's curious, isn't it? So simple of a thing that we're not even sure sometimes how we do it. And yet we do. Letting now those eyelids, choosing now to let those eyelids be more and more relaxed without even knowing perhaps how it's happening. So relaxed that we come to a point of a choice. If you choose to hold on to this relaxation in the eyelids, your eyelids will stay closed even if you try to open them. Isn't that curious? If you choose to hold on to the relaxation and try to open your eyelids, your eyebrows might go up and down, your forehead might wrinkle, but the eyes will just stay comfortably closed. So in a moment, not quite yet, but in a moment, I'm going to ask you to try to open your eyes. And what I want you to do is to make the choice to hold on to the relaxation and then try just to notice what it feels like for those eyelids to stay closed. And so I'd like you to do that now. Try to open those eyes. And you can be able to. And then you just choose to accept the relaxation and they close right back down. Isn't that an interesting sensation? Knowing that you were completely in control of whether you were in control. Curious. So now in a moment, what we're going to do is we're going to build on this. Now that you know that you could open your eyes, but you also could choose to not open your eyes. We're going to take that relaxation level to the rest of the body. So in a moment, I'm going to ask you to deliberately open your eyes. Not to try, but to choose to temporarily let go of the relaxation. And as your eyes open, you'll notice how much better they feel closed, and so you can let them just close on back down. And when you do, I'm going to ask you to choose to double the amount of relaxation you feel in your eyelids. And at that point, you can do that. Then you're going to take a big breath in, and as you breathe in, I want you to carry the relaxation from your eyelids to the top of your head. And as you breathe out, I'd like you to wash it, almost like a wonderfully warm shower. Wash that relaxation from the top of your head all the way down your body to your toes, so that your entire body can double the amount of relaxation it has. So let's do that now. I'd like you to open those eyes and then close those eyes and double the relaxation. And now take a deep breath to carry that relaxation to the top of your head. As you breathe out, double the relaxation through your whole body. Just let it feel good. Great. And now we're going to do that again. I'd like you to open your eyes again. Open them, and then let them close and double the relaxation again. Now take a big breath in. Carry that relaxation to the top of your head. And as you breathe out, every part of your body relaxing more than it was before. Very good. Almost feeling this sense of heaviness throughout the whole body. Limp noodles for legs and arms. Or maybe even a lightness beginning to show up, almost as if you were floating. Either way, every part of the body relaxing a little bit more with each and every breath. And to take this even further, to help every part of the body relax even more. And I don't know whether your left foot is going to be more relaxed than your right, or if your right foot is going to be more relaxed than your left. Just knowing that no matter how relaxed they are right now, they will be 10 times more relaxed with the next opening and closing of the eyes. Go ahead and open those eyes now, and then close them and let them become 10 times more relaxed. Big breath in, carrying it to the top of your head, and now let your entire body become 10 times more relaxed. Just letting those shoulders go, the hips, feel the toes, perhaps letting it go and getting closer to the ground. Every part of the body now deeper relaxed. And just as you discovered a little moment ago about your eyes, that if you made the deliberate choice to hold on to the relaxation, those eyes would not open when you tried. Because you chose, you could open them. But if you choose to hold on to relaxation, they just would not open. You can begin now to realize that is the state your body is in. And your arm, for example. Your arm hanging there, so relaxed and comfortable, more comfortable with every breath. If you made the choice, if you made the decision to hold on to that level of relaxation, in a moment when I ask you to try to lift that arm, you will discover that arm is just a limp, wet noodle, as long as you choose to hold on to the relaxation. Let's check that out. I'd like you now to just go ahead and try to lift that arm while holding on to the relaxation, choosing, voting for that relaxation. And isn't that curious? And you can stop trying and just feel that arm get even heavier, even more comfortable, even more relaxed. And isn't it curious how perhaps some parts are filling up with a sense of lightness and lifting, other parts filling up with a sense of limp and letting go, and how curiously comfortable that all is. And it's good to know your mind is listening to you, that your body is listening to you. And wouldn't it be nice if your mind could feel some of this relaxation? And so let me show you a way we can do that, because it's the same thing for the mind, even though we don't always notice it. That the mind can at any given moment, make the choice to choose to let go. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to think about the numbers from 100 on down. And I'd like you to notice that if you chose to relax your mind, you could say the numbers like this, counting backwards: 100, 99, 98. And if, after saying each number, you made the conscious decision to relax your mind twice as much as it was before, you'll discover that those numbers just start to become less and less important until, as long as you choose to hold on to the mental relaxation, the numbers seem to just disappear. They're no longer important. Now, at any given time, you can increase the energy in the brain and the numbers will come back. They're not gone for good. You're just making the choice to let them go. So eventually, maybe by 98, maybe another number, you will discover they all are just gone. So now what I'd like you to do is, starting with the number 100, talking out loud, you can say the number and then see it disappear as you double the relaxation in your mind. You can start now. There you go, double the relaxation. That's right, and double the relaxation again with each and every number. Letting them just float away, unimportant. Noticing all thoughts just slowing down, doubling the relaxation each time, until it's just easier to just let them go. Just letting them go, floating away, gone. All unnecessary thoughts floating away, gone. Each and every breath now, just doubling the relaxation in mind and body. And how wonderful it begins to feel as all of those unnecessary thoughts that seemed so important before can now, for now, just drift away, further and further away. Any tension in the body just drifting away, further and further away. Each and every breath making the decision to choose to step towards more and more relief, more and more relaxation, more and more comfort from head to toe, inside and outside, in the mind and in the body. Perhaps noticing a curious thing as you do this, that there seems to be this part of the brain, hard to sense, perhaps right at the top of the skull, that seems to be taking over now. This part of the brain we call the sentry. As you relax the mind and the body, this part steps up and goes on duty. Might be curious noting that for the next minute or so, the next moment, the next several breaths, how seamlessly this works. The sentry is out there, doing their duty, remaining alert so that you don't have to. Because how silly would that be if you needed to spend all your time worrying and wondering about what the sentry is seeing, instead of trusting those to do what they are trained to do, what they have excelled at, what they have been created for. Allowing yourself to realize that that sentry can work out there on its own, paying attention to the environment, paying attention to your proprioceptive sensations, paying attention to your gut instincts. All of that happening so that you don't have to. And this happens by you choosing to move to this state, you choosing to relax and release tension in mind and body. And that might lead to you beginning to notice or think about what it might be like to walk into your classrooms. That curious sensation of noticing anxiety in a part of your body, perhaps your mind, perhaps your stomach, perhaps somewhere else, as you begin to approach the building even. And notice how that anxiety begins to rise and build, and you have the choice to notice it and just let it be for a moment. Perhaps building in your head, perhaps building in your hands. Just notice that anxiety building and rising up as you approach the building. More and more of it flowing now, flowing through your body. And I don't know if it's flowing into the left hand or into the right hand, but you can feel the tension building in that hand. Perhaps even choosing to make a fist with that hand, as all the tension and anxiety and worry about entering the building, entering the classroom can flow from your body, build, rise up, and flow into that hand. Even as it flows into that hand, you can find other muscles in your body relaxing and releasing, just in case they're needed. All tension, anxiety, and worry about entering that building flowing into your hand, that hand becoming tighter and tighter until you make the decision to turn it over to your sentry. When you've made that decision, just take a deep breath in, hold it, and notice the tension in your hand. And as you breathe out, release that hand. And feel all of that anxiety, tension flow out of those fingers, out and gone, out and gone. All of the tension flowing out of those fingers, out and gone. And you notice that sensation of having let go. So you can scan your body again as you look at those buildings and notice if there's any anxiety left, and go ahead and let it build. Let it build, knowing that that anxiety is just your unconscious mind turning on your inner sentry so that you can let go. So let that anxiety build, build, build. Feel it flowing back down that arm into that hand. Make that fist so that any remaining anxiety and worry about entering that building can flow into that hand. Tighter, tighter and tighter. Tighter, tighter and tighter. More of the anxiety, more of the tension flowing from the mind to that hand from the body. That tension building until you are ready to choose relaxation and let the sentry take over. And at that point, breath in. Hold the breath to pay attention to the tension. And when you've given enough attention to the tension can go with the breath out. Fingers releasing, tingling, all tension flowing out of that hand. Scan your body and notice what it feels like for that anxiety and tension at the thought of entering the building to now have turned into choosing calm alertness. Now you think about the building. You find yourself with curiosity about what you'll learn today. And isn't that curious to find curiosity? And so you begin to become aware that you can enter and approach the classroom now. And perhaps again, that anxiety building up as you approach and enter that classroom. Knowing again that that anxiety is just a leftover message now because your sentry is on duty. And so knowing that, you make that fist again and let all of this anxiety begin to move and flow, shift and move and flow from wherever you were feeling it, down the arm and into that fist, while the rest of the body releases and lets go. Anxiety moving down and into that fist, the fist getting tighter and tighter. Let every ounce of anxiety, worry, or stress about entering that classroom into that fist now, that tight, tight fist. And when you're ready to turn it over to the sentry, you take that breath in, hold it, making sure every last bit of tension and anxiety is in that fist. Breathe out and release. Out and release. The tingling in the fingertips. Might even shake that hand a little bit to help it all go. Feeling that sensation flow over about curiosity and anticipation for the class to come. Almost feeling perhaps in some part of you that sense of thankfulness or gratitude to the sentry for taking over and doing this work of being alert so that you can focus on learning. And when you're ready to allow that sentry to continue getting better and better at its job, keeping you safe so that you can be comfortable, calm, and alert, and focused on what's truly important and needs learning, your sentry can do the rest. So now in a moment I'm going to count from 1 to 5, and as I count from 1 to 5, allow yourself to store away this important learning where your unconscious will have it to act on. And allow yourself to store away the memory of the experience today so that you can act on it as well. Coming back to fully awake, alert, and refreshed into this room by the time I get to 5, as I say the number 1, remembering what that felt like to feel the anxiety, and not have to fight it. 2, remembering what it felt like to direct that anxiety, sending it into the hand. Allowing yourself, 3, to choose a better path of calmness and alertness, even anticipation and curiosity. 4, beginning to feel yourself becoming awake and alert and refreshed, perhaps wiggling your toes a little bit, the eyes opening, closing as they need to. Big breath in. And 5, wide awake, alert, and refreshed.